All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, before we begin, like always, I want to give infinite praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Most on GMS who were well and who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations be unto you, fellow Akim, your brothers, and you brethren, you Akim, that are also pushing out this word in true faith and in sincerity. To you, say Shalom.
Shalom.
And Lord willing, this lesson we're going to be going over Luke 16.
Yeah, Luke 16 chapter.
Luke 16 verses 9.
Verses.
Not 19.
19 through
19 verse 19 through 25.
Which is, if I can say real quick, it's the parable of Lazarus and the rich man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're just going into the parable, basically.
Which the whole parable basically encapsulates the transition between kingdoms, right? Which, of course, two kingdoms concerning two nations, all right? Which is the Edomites, all right? Which is the so-called white man, or the so-called European man, the Caucasian man, and then you got what? Yaiquab, which is after you got the blessing, all right, from our power of Israel. So was his name changed afterwards, all right? And his descendants, which today are being called the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right? Which are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, all right? So that essentially is what encapsulates those verses, right? The parable, right? The transition between kingdoms. And as of right now, this recording in 2020, right, the year of prophecy, we're in that end season of Esau's kingdom, all right? So that's what we're going to be getting into.
Yep.
So
this is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Yeah, right. And then, it's in that same book, Second Ezra, all right, where it says, what measured out the time diligently, all right? So put prophecy with prophecy together to know what time you're in, and also what diligently, all right? We got to be the watchmen of Israel, give status reports, what have you seen, what have you heard, things like that.
If I can say real quick, because the scriptures say, like it says in Habakkuk, measured out the time diligently. Wait, Salakia, did I misquote that?
That was Second Ezra.
Oh, Salakia.
Yeah. But it's the same book.
I was gonna say real quick, Salakia. What I meant to quote in Habakkuk was for the vision is yet for an appointed time, Salakia. That because what? Yeah, because the point is that the vision is yet for an appointed time because there's the vision talking about the prophecies, okay, and there's different prophecies within the scriptures, all right? And we know that when you read the scriptures and you read certain prophecies, it lets you know, oh, these are the signs. These are the signs that this is going to happen. These are the signs that is going to happen. And one prophecy, all right, is which we're going to get into is what Esau, Edom ruling is the sign of our kingdom coming, especially since their fall is soon to come. So them soon to be falling is going to usher in the beginning of the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So I meant to say Salakia.
Yeah, can I keep reading? Okay, sure.
Yeah, because it says here, 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when it shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Right, so we're looking for the new beginning in the end. Also like the end and then the beginning. All right, because ultimately that's what we're waiting for. That's what the prophets were waiting for. Even in Acts, the first chapter, when is the kingdom of Israel going to be established? When is the beginning of it that followeth, the new earth? All right, and that's also another misconception that this whole with rulerships, they think it's talking about, especially the Christian church, they might think it's talking about different planets or something. Like the earth is going to be destroyed,
or living in the spirit world or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that, But that's not according to the scriptures, because according to the book of Ecclesiastes, all right, the earth is going to be inhabited, the planet is going to be intact forever.
Forever.
So that's clearly talking about kingdoms, all right? All right, and especially concerning the world, the Greek word there would, for world, in terms of this parable, would be ion or eon, all right? However, which way you pronounce it, which is talking about a specific period of time. And the specific period of time right now is the rulership of Esau, Edom, all right?
2 Ezra 6 and 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Yeah, you see, this is why, and you can't just look at the stories of the ancient as just history, and leave it at that. That's not because the thing is, it just mentioned in the book of Second Ezra, all right, which is in the near future, and in the time of that writing, all right, that it just mentioned Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right?
You mentioned something in Genesis.
Esau, right? And the scriptures always keep referring back to those specific main characters in the story of the Lord. All right, even from the New Testament Apocrypha, right? We just read that, and in the New Testament, all right. So it's clearly telling you that this Esau, this dude Esau, is gonna keep reoccurring. He keeps making cameos. All right. Matter of fact, he becomes the main antagonist of this story. All right, in the earth plane.
If I could say. Yeah, because it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So Esau, Edom ruling is something that you need to look at as a big deal, because that means, because it says here, Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, meaning that what? Esau ruling means Jacob, or, Israel is up next, is next to rule. Once Esau is ruling, which is a so-called white man, we know that according to prophecy, the so-called white men are the descendants of the Edomites. Salaki are the descendants of Esau, and they're known as the Edomites. And we know that Yaquab, name later changed to Jacob. Salaki, name later changed to Israel. All right, his descendants are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That means Esau ruling right now lets you know that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American are next up to go to rule over the earth, and that's forever, according to the scriptures.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. When you read in Job 9:24, what the earth, the essence of the earth right now, who's ruling essentially is the wicked. All right, which is the border of wickedness, pursuant to the book of Obadiah. All right.
No, Malachi.
Oh, Salaki, Malachi. All right, which that's what Esau, Edom. All right, they are the wicked, and currently the Lord has given them that blessing to rule over the earth as of right now. All right. So if you can get the next precept, Baksha.
Yeah, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
Exactly. Now the thing is, the reason I wanted the brother to get that is because woe to the bloody city. All right. What the city, the origins of that city, the roots on the history of America leads back to what? The bloodshed of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. Every single one of us. All right. The Judites, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right. And then what? Then you got the Northern Kingdom. All right, which is the so-called Latinos and the so-called Native Americans. All right, every last descendant of the 12 tribes of Israel has had their bloodshed on America's ground, or on America's soil. All right, and that's how it was founded, of the blood, sweat, and tears of us. All right, so that's how we know that this kingdom is a bloody city. All right, it's got blood stained. They got blood on their hands. All right.
Yeah, this city was founded on blood. And blood, because what they you got the Southern Kingdom that was here in captivity, our brothers, all right, the so-called Negroes, so-called West Indians and Haitians, all right, our brothers were murdered over here, killed, put to death over here, in slavery and stuff, abused. You got Gad that was damn near, they tried to commit genocide on Gad, they couldn't do it though, and on Reuben as well, the so-called Seminole Indians, the so-called native, so-called North American Indians.
Get the next precept about Baksha.
Yeah, this is Luke 16:19.
Yeah, getting on with the parable.
Yep. There was a certain rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
Yeah, so right off the bat, right, that rich man, of course, is talking about Esau, Edom, right? Just like it says in Ecclesiastes. I've seen servants upon horses, all right, and princes walking upon. Salaki said
princes walking as servants upon the earth, and what was Salaki? It said, "I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth."
Come on, we're paraphrasing in Ecclesiastes. So what you have these people, right? The meant to be servants. All right, again, go back to Genesis, which Lord will we can get that. All right, they're being that rich man, Esau, Edom. Right, he's faring sumptuously. He's living it up. All right, he got everything he ever wanted, and concerning that blessing, he got it back in Genesis.
I was actually just gonna say that because the scriptures say because Isaac, told him his blessing would be that his dwelling would be the fatness of the earth, which is exactly it. Their dwelling is the fatness of the earth. They have all the goods. I'm getting Revelation.
No, come.
You want me to get Genesis?
No.
Come. Yeah, they got the fatness of the earth, meaning their dwelling places. They have the good of everything. They have the best of the best, and you can see that to this day, man. You can look up on YouTube. They own islands, They own islands, they own mansions on the private islands and stuff like that. That's the fatness, man.
Yeah, the resources of the earth. They can get anything they want from what? From the one way they know best, which is the sword, which is another part of their blessing. All right? So if you can keep it.
Yeah, Revelation 17 verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Right. So now we're in Revelations, and if you notice, this depiction of the woman, all right, has the same apparel as the rich man, all right, with clothed in purple, all right.
Salakia, continuing on, and decked with gold and precious stone and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Right, and guess what? Even with that, it was a scarlet color, which is what a derivative of red, which is the same color as what the dragon, right? The beast, right? And that's also how we know that this place has an association with the so-called white man, right? Because what they're the current rulers of the virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, and what the beast system, right, which is gonna be destroyed by the Heavenly Father, right? Sending Hamashiach Yahushua, his only begotten Son. All right, so that's how we know that this kingdom. That's what context clues of which where we at right now.
Yep.
Right, what eon are we in? What segment of time? What period of time are we in right now?
Yep. What season?
What rulership?
This is Jeremiah 51 and 7. Just to further back up that point of that we were speaking on Revelation, how it says Salakia, how it says the woman on the sat upon a scarlet colored beast. You know, because basically when you're reading this chapter, it speaks about Babylon. You know, Babylon, the mystery Babylon the Great. So this is Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad.
Right, the nations are mad, and the thing is, what it's talking about that wine. That can literally range from anything. This B word, right? Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon, pushes out to the rest of these nations, right? The heathen nations. Okay, so and it says in Habakkuk, what woe to them that giveth his neighbor drink. All right.
Yep, that's right.
Talking, pushing out these damn philosophies, these false ideologies, all right? Other gods, other spirits to these other nations that Esau pushes out, all right, via his kingdom, his queendom. All right, because you already know that America has that Queen of Heaven, demonic spirit, that demonic aura. All right.
If I could say
that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but either way, and it says in Revelations and in Jeremiah, or that the golden cup, meaning the Lord, the spirit of Babylon, everything that has even a core, that all has happened. That all has been orchestrated by the Lord Himself. All right, He has control and is doing His will. By putting this devil up in control right now, in rulership, all right. Even with Babylon, all right. It was Lord's doing that Babylon did what it did, pushing forth all these ideologies across these other nations, all right. And it's also by the same will that the Lord is going to destroy this place, all right.
Luke 16 and 20, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus.
Going back to the parable, all right. We're going into Lazarus, all right. The beggar. All right.
Yeah, which Lazarus represents the nation of Israel.
Come
on. And the Salak, if I can say real quick, the rich man, that is talking about Esau, Edom. The nation of Esau, man. That represents the nation of Edom, and Lazarus represents the nation of Israel in this parable. Okay. Luke 16 and 20, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which I believe the Hebrew's name is Isaiah.
Which means what? He's helped the Most High. All right, because at the end of the day. As of right now in this kingdom, all right, we're put down under, man. All right, we're the welcome mat of this current kingdom. All right, but at the end of the day, what it says, our name, all right, in this parable is Lazarus. All right, him whom the Most High helpeth. So at the end of the day, we got the Lord on our side. All right, ultimately, but what we're a beggar. All right, we're low as of right now. You know.
Yep. Luke 16 and 20 once again, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at the gate, full of sores. And yep, I got the precept
in Isaiah.
Yep.
Yep. So to prove that, because full of sores, obviously that came what, that was the effect of us having all the curses in Deuteronomy put upon us, right? All those sores, right? Yep. That's actually why we even got humbled, right? But by the Lord casting all these curses that was
chastisement.
That clave upon us, wherever we went, as chastisement, as a punishment, all right.
Yep. Isaiah 1 and 6, from the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. Yep. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
Right, because if you read beforehand, what it's talking about the nation of Israel. I was going off, I was worshiping other gods, putting on the customs of the heathen, all right, and all these things have caused the Lord to again cast these curses upon us. We were laid with sores.
That's right.
All right, we got messed up, and rightfully so, because it was the Lord that did that. All right? We went off, and so what we paid the price.
That's right. Yep.
We became the beggar.
Yep.
All right, as of right now.
Yep. Yeah, right? We paid that price, man. Even down to the curse, even down to Jeremiah 17:4, where we lost our heritage. We lost our heritage. We lost our identity. That's the price that we had to pay. And now I'm gonna read Luke 16:21. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover the dogs came and licked his sores.
Right, because hey, look, the Lord put us in this position, and ultimately we have no choice but to desperately go to the enemy for the want of all things. We go to Esau's queer ass to go for the want of everything, clothes, right, shelter, right, food for our children, things. Such and such.
Yeah, right? Even if you want to make your own thing or do your own thing, you're still getting your resources from Esau to even start that up. You're still on his land.
Living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, living paycheck. Housing. Yeah, living paycheck to paycheck. We go to our enemies in the one of all things, because even the Israelites that aren't in America, that are in other countries, well, of course everybody has Esau over them, but even in these other countries, you're still lowly. You're not running anything. You're always under somebody, us Israelites, and that's not supposed to be so. According to our inheritance, what we're gonna get in the kingdom, no one's gonna be, when I say no one's gonna be above us, I'm talking about the heathen, because of course there's gonna be order in the kingdom. But talking about the heathen, there's not gonna be one heathen above any Israelite.
Did you read the part where it said
I'm about to get
the dog?
Yeah, I read that part.
Oh, come on.
I'm about to read the curses.
And obviously, what the dogs is talking about, what the heathen.
Yep.
All right. The heathen, the other, what was it? 18 heathen nations. I could be wrong on that number. Just lucky if I'm wrong, but either way. All right, these heathen, the ones that don't descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, they benefit off of what? Our blood, sweat, and tears, via Esau kicking our butts. All right, they benefit off of it. I don't have to talk about, but I'm gonna mention it. All right, the 7-Elevens on every corner. Yeah. All right, the damn taxis everywhere. You never see you rarely see a Jake doing these occupations, but who is it? It's these heathens, right? Operating, putting up businesses where Jake dwells. Yeah,
even if, for example, Northern Kingdom, they got restaurants and stuff like that. That's all. That's a false image, man. It's Northern Kingdom working in there, and the sign. The food is from the Northern Kingdom. Everything in it, but the owner is a damn Middle Eastern, so-called, a damn Ishmaelite, or a Gook or something like that,
Right. Yeah,
that's from just speaking off of experience, seeing it firsthand. That a damn Ishmaelite owned a Northern Kingdom food restaurant.
Yeah, so they're eating the same slice. They're getting a slice of the pie, the one that Esau's eating off of, man.
All right? Yep, they're in cahoots with them.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, this is real quick. I want to read this one. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. Salakia. And in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. That's exactly it. We go to our enemies for the want of all things. Every single thing that we want, every single thing that we need, we have to go to Esau for it. We have to go to these heathen for it. Depending on where you're at. All right. So we're gonna get the other two verses. Deuteronomy 28:40. Because like we read, it said that the dogs licked up the sores. What does that mean? Let's get it. It's basically this. Did you want to?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, the dogs looking up the Salakia. The dogs looking up the
sores.
Yeah, the sores. That's the heathen benefiting off of us. So this is Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Exactly. That's what you see going on to this day. A quick example of that is, for example, you go to any neighborhood where it's mostly Jake. It doesn't matter, Northern or Southern Kingdom, or usually nowadays it's always both now. In the hood, so to speak. What do you see? The businesses that are there are usually not owned by Israelites. All right, the businesses that you see where we dwell at, all right, is always owned by a heathen. They come there, all right, they get their money from us, and then they drive back to a really nice neighborhood in a really nice car, man. All right, and they're within us and getting above us very high, man. Or even you could even see sometimes that heathens live amongst us, but they're able to move up in the world. You know,
they don't even suffer by the curses.
Yeah, they come here from a different country. They might be poor for a little bit of time, but they're always able to climb up that financial ladder. They're never stuck in the same place.
Yeah, hey, you think the what was the term that they used to call America, the land of opportunity? You think that ever applied to Jake? No. That applied to the damn heathen.
All right? That's right.
And especially Edom, Esau.
Yep.
Right. They got a seat in that, having their the exploits or ventures, and that all started in America. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, great land, all that never applied to Jake. All right. Plain and simple.
Yep. Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Right, because at one point it was the total opposite. We were the head, they were the tail. All right, but now the Lord had it to where we have to humble down. All right, now we're the tail, and now the heathen are the head, man. All right, really Esau, Edom, he calls the shots, the wicked. All right, and like the brother said, they're in cahoots together with the other nations. Why do you think Psalms 83 or 81?
Psalms 83, yeah.
It gives you gives you the whole list of nations. All right, and of course the top dog, all right, the top chihuahua is Edom.
It says they are confederate against thee.
Yeah, so they're together. All right, they benefit off of each other. All right, yep. Who gets the sloppy seconds? It's us.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Every time.
No, we get the crumbs, bro.
Oh yeah, we get the
crumbs. You know, stick it to the the parable. Luke 16:21, and desiring to be. So I already read that one. Verse 22, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
Yeah. So eventually, our deliverance came. All right, and the angels we got delivered from the thermonuclear missiles. All right, that is and will hit America. All right, in our lifetime. All right, so we got delivered. All right, and we went to you read the part Abraham's bosom.
Yeah, I read that. Abraham's bosom.
It's lucky, and all the blessings that we were predestined to have was now given unto us, and it's going to be like that forever.
Mm-hmm.
Just to name a few: the new bodies, of course, the deliverance, the chariots, spiritual power, the kingdom, of course. All right, the forgiveness of sins.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so on and so forth.
Yep,
all those things that this beggar Lazarus received. All right, keep going.
Yep. Continuing on, and let me see, Luke 16:22, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
Yeah, so the rich man also, of course, Esau, Edom, his kingdom, it went down with the grave with him as well. All right, it was taken down.
That's right. Continuing on in verse 23, Luke 16:23, and in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments.
Yeah, but this is the point of view of the rich man.
Yep. And seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, and it mentioned hell, right? It mentioned hell.
And in hell he lift up his eyes.
Yeah, and in hell he lifted up his eyes. Now, of course, you have to shed some light on this. All right. Of course, this is not talking about the underworld where you burn forever, and there's just a bunch of people, and you got Satan there with a pitchfork or something.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
That's not what it's talking about.
Yeah,
it's plain and simple. And of course, we gotta prove it.
Yep.
For edification's sake. But of course, hell isn't real, and really that's just talking about a condition, or of how you were or how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you stub your toe, for example, it hurts. All right, it hurts like hell.
Right?
Yeah. So, quote unquote. But even then, concerning Israel, actually, the scriptures say that when we went through what we went through, it calls that hell. Yeah. All right, even when concerning forefather Jonah. All right, when he was in the belly, he was in hell.
Yeah,
all right, it was hellish for him.
Hellacious, yeah.
He was
lowest state.
The lowest state. We're in a low sanctuary. Even being here in America, we're in hell. This is our hell.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Come on.
So if you got that to prove it, it's in Isaiah, right?
Isaiah 5:13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge.
Right.
And their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which that's us being in a lower state, because it says we're in captivity. We're in captivity right now, and we went into captivity because we had no knowledge, right? Our people they decide not to seek the Lord. They decide to not obtain the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and to walk in His paths and to walk with the fear of the Lord. All right. Hence we went into captivity. That's a lower state. All right. Let's continue reading. Verse 14. Therefore hell hath enlarged herself.
Oh, read that again, Baksha. Put emphasis on that.
Yeah. Isaiah 5:14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
Hell has surrounded us, has cleaved onto us, just like the curses. The brother mentioned captivity. Isn't captivity a curse? That was a curse that was put upon us. Yep. Matter of fact, it was the last curse in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, and beforehand you got everything else. Groping at noonday.
Yeah.
Not being able to enjoy your children.
Being cursed,
just total hell, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right?
Just,
we went through that.
Lowest states, being in the lowest state, having having bad health, having diseases,
having no power to cling to.
Yeah, not being able to get above anybody else. Having to go to a heathen, a dog for a heathen from the one of all things. That's a low estate, because remember, we're a royal people, we're of a royal lineage, we're supposed to be much better than everybody else. The Lord said that we're above all people.
Yeah, If I could say actually with that, if we're suffering through all of that, then who's the one casting it upon us? Are they in hell?
Yeah, right.
No, it'd be the total opposite. They would be in heaven, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the total opposite. If you're feeling good or something, or you're at a spa or something, taking a bath, and it feels good, you'd be like, oh, this is heaven.
Right.
It's just an example.
Yeah, quick example. Continuing on, Isaiah 5:14. Therefore hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
Yeah, that's a point. If you go back to the next precept, because essentially that's our condition right now in hell. All right, in a lowest state.
Yep.
So get the next precept, Buckshaw.
If I can get one real quick, in the book of Jonah. Just to further edify on the point that hell is a lower state. It's not a place where you burn forever. That doesn't exist. Because first off, when you die, your spirit goes back to the spirit world. Our spirits are like fire. Our spirits are like flames. So how can your spirit even burn? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This is can I get this real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jonah 2:2. And said I, and Salakia, and said, I cried by reason of mine affliction. This is Jonah when he's in the belly of the belly of the fish. And said I, Salakia, and said I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and he heard me out of the belly of hell. Now was Jonah, underground in the spirit world? No, he was inside of a big fish here on earth.
If I can add, actually, with that logic, going back to Luke. Or he saw the rich man lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham. So if he was in hell, why is Abraham in hell? He was a righteous man.
Right.
So that would be a contradiction. Obviously, that's just talking about only the rich man in his point of view.
Yeah.
All right. He is in hell. So if we can get back to that, if you're done with that.
Yeah. We'll just finish it out. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. Which he was not crying from a place where you burn for eternity. He was crying from the belly of a fish. So that's it's a quick cut to that. So this is Luke 16 and verse 23 once again. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. Because now you see Lazarus, he's in a better estate. And, the tables have turned, basically. Esau isn't going to be in straits.
I was going to say that, I think.
Oh, Salakia.
I think.
Verse 24, Luke 16 and 24. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in the water and cool my tongue.
Yeah, send Lazarus. And guess what? And they said that now the rich man, Esau, Edom, now he's in torments. All right, now he's suffering that flame. All right, a.k.a. what? Everything that we went through. All right, Deuteronomy 30 and 7. All these curses are gonna be upon the heathen now. All right?
Yeah, I'm going to get that.
Like the brother said, it's the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Okay? We traded places, and now we're in Abraham's bosom. All right? Everything that the Lord has promised to us, the covenant, right, joint heirs with Hamashiach Yahushai, that manifested, right, that came to fruition. All right?
Mm-hmm.
We gonna get something?
Yeah, the next precept.
Come on.
Just give me 1 second. Go ahead and.
What was it?
For 2 Thessalonians 2.
Oh.
No, 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Right, because that was a righteous thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I know, contrary to popular belief, they think that it's just a bad image that now the so-called white people are going into slavery. It's just the worst thing on negative. That they only put some algebra crap in there. All right. But look, according to the Bible, according to the Lord Himself, it is a righteous thing. All right, it is right in His eyes. all right, with the man who calls the shots, the man who made heaven and earth, that it's a good thing. Look, slavery is a recurring theme of the scriptures. The fact that Israel cannot have slaves is just completely out of this world. The fact that we were slaves, the fact that we served our time, it's just completely idiotic.
Yeah, right.
We can't do the same on our enemies.
Yeah.
Did you finish that out in Luke?
Yeah.
What verse was it?
I think it was 24.
Did you finish 25? Buckshot, you can get that.
Yeah, if I can say it real quick, because to think that the Lord's chosen people are gonna get put in slavery and then we're back on top and everybody and it's just gonna be cool. No, man, it doesn't make no sense, man.
No. Not even the heathen are exempt.
Yep.
The rest of the heathen.
Oh yeah, that's the scripture we're getting next.
If you got that in Luke though.
Yeah. No, because it.
Did you get verse 24?
Yeah.
Get verse 25 also, Buckshot.
Okay, but I need to get Jeremiah 30.
Well, if you can get that in Luke.
Luke 16 and 24, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that flame is indicative of all the things that we went through, like I said before, Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Mm-hmm. All right? They're going to suffer. That's the same cup that we drink, they're going to have to drink it too. All right? Mm-hmm. Only the difference is, with us, it was never meant to be forever. All right? Only temporal, as a punishment.
Mm-hmm. If I can get Jeremiah now, because it goes with that one.
If you can finish that on verse 25.
Yeah, verse 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy life received... Remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. You can drop Jeremiah. But what it just said that when in the lifetime of the rich man, aka the appointed time of Esau Edom for his rulership, mm-hmm. he said that he had his time. All right, yeah. Rejoice, O daughter of Edom.
Yeah, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
You had your fun, you had your playtime. Mm-hmm. All right, fun's over though. All right, your days were numbered.
That's why we say live it up whenever you come up and say, well, what should I do? How should I?
Live it up. Because the thing is, even if you devils commit suicide, the more you do, you do that, you're gonna speed up the process. That's the only tip I'm gonna give you, devils.
For you though, because ultimately we have to, mm-hmm. we're waiting on prophecy. We can't, we gotta wait on that.
And what the rich man, he woke up in the torments.
Yep.
So if you ever think you're gonna escape by committing suicide or something, you're sadly mistaken. You're really just speeding up the process.
Yeah, you're just gonna come right back.
Yep. So legit, live it up.
Yep. Genesis 27.
Oh, and of course also now that it's our time of rulership now. Mm-hmm. All right, now we're comforted, but you are tormented. Mm-hmm. All right.
That's what it said here.
Your blessing is fulfilled.
Let me finish it off. It said it. Continuing on, and likewise Lazarus evil things, because we already paid for our sins. The cup. Yeah, we drink the cup of slavery. Now it's Esau's turn to drink it. Mm-hmm. But now is he comforted, and thou art tormented. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's the point, Are we still going to get Genesis 27?
Yeah, we finished with that.
Genesis, which the point was that what? Basically, the tables are going to make a complete 180. Yeah. Now we're going to be the ones on top. Mm-hmm. The so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we're going to be on top. We're gonna have that new covenant. Yes. Every single Israelite is gonna be righteous. We're gonna be in heaven.
Exactly. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Right.
Us, the prophets before us, right? The apostles, all right. From here and from back when during the time of Acts, all right. Acts, the first chapter, like I mentioned, our second Esdras, mm-hmm. all right. The end of it and the beginning of it that followeth. This is the beginning. Well, we want to be a part of that first dominion. Mm-hmm. Being over our enemies once again and forever.
Yep. Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him.
Going back to Genesis, go back to the origins of this, because in his lifetime, because he received what? The blessing.
Yep. Yep, Khan. And said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, mm-hmm. and the dew of heaven from above, which that's exactly what Esau had. He has right now, he has the dew. He has the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven from above, man. He's in control of everything, man. He's in control of what we eat, drink, amen, the air we breathe in. He's in control of everything. He owns everything. The scriptures say the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That's how they're ruling, because they're the wicked, and they cover in the face, because in the scripture it says he covered the faces of the judges thereof and stuff like that, and that's exactly what he did. So we know that's Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man, and he has the fatness of the earth, meaning he has all the good parts. delicacies and stuff like that. He has everything.
Wants, anything he wants, and what? By the sword, by force.
Yep. Oh, right? Gotta finish that up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Continuing on.
What was it?
40. Okay. Genesis 27 and 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break the yoke. So like that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yeah, and ultimately, that was gonna be your downfall. What your blessing was actually gonna be meant for your destruction. All right, you created these thermonuclear missiles, and guess what? The Lord had it to where those same weapons that you're so damn proud about is gonna be the same weapons that are gonna destroy you and your kingdom.
That's right.
Right, and the ushering in of Hamashiach Yahushai and the 144,000, right, the house of David, right under him.
That's right.
All right, and that's how we know what times we're in. Matter of fact, that the birth of America should already, if you had the understanding back in the day, the birth of the virgin daughter of Babylon already should tell you that this place is going to be destroyed. You know. So with that, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'm going to give infinite praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Most on GMS who were well and will tell us this truth. Right. Peace and salutations be unto your fellow Akim, your brothers that are also pushing out this word and true faith and sincerity. And Lord's willing, this lesson was edifying. With that, I want to say Shalom.
Shalom.